is, of course, one of the latest mystery thrillers that I watched over this past weekend. And this stars Thomasin McKenzie and Hathaway, Shea Whigham, Marin Ireland, and Owen Teague. And this is set in 1960s Massachusetts. And this movie was good. It talks about a young secretary who becomes enchanted by Rebecca, the glamorous new counselor from the prison where she works. Their budding friendship soon takes a twisted turn when Rebecca reveals a dark secret. I heard a lot of rumblings about this from film festivals. I heard some people being pretty mixed about it until I saw some of the performances here, and so I saw trailers. I was interested, and I saw some people talk about it. I wasn't so sure how I was gonna be when it comes to this. Having seen this movie now, I thought this is a pretty underrated film. This is a movie I think you should know little as possible, so I'm not going to spend too much about it. Starting off with the pros of this movie. The pros. Let's go into the pros. I thought overall, in terms of what they did and what they could play with, in terms of the mystery psychological aspect, I thought it was really well done. I thought it was really creatively handled. And I think overall, in terms of what they did, was actually really competent. I thought overall they did a very strong job in making this work and making it feel like it was interesting and made it feel like it was awesome. In most part, they did good what you could do. I thought overall they made this their own in terms of the period piece and the faithfulness to the source material. They made it very much their own. They really excelled in terms of what they could do with it. I thought what they were able to go with was really good. And I think they very much enjoyed a lot of what you could play with in it. And that was my favorite thing about it. Just the mystery, psychological thriller aspect of it was very well done. I also think that in terms of the cinematography aspects and the acting and the direction, that was very well done. It's very gorgeous for the budget they give. The editing was top notch. It's very fast paced. It's very quick and simple, and it takes you on a good journey. The score was very well done, of course. I think the score is also really good here. And there's some interesting things that they play on with in terms of very pulpy craziness, some very provocative and twisted and crazy moments here that they go for that I was genuinely shocked that they actually went in the route that they did. And just getting into the tone and situation of things. And the movie got very creatively done in terms of this. And the exemplary such. And you get two sides of this character of Eileen. You have one mind who is very foggy as she observes couples and women from afar, and it feels like she hasn't had a relationship yet, and she does think of sexual encounters with people that she sees, but at the same time she seems pretty miserable and worn out, where she's having to deal with her abusive father and also dealing with the tragedy of her mom. So there's a little bit of sides that they play to her. So like the crazy twists and turns near the end of the movie, which I will say that's one of my biggest issues with this. Needed a little bit more time to fully bring that part home. But I think for the most part, they made it work and they made it good in terms of what they could play with. So I definitely very much like a lot of what terms they could do with that. Thomasin McKenzie is great. I love Thomasin McKenzie as an actress. She's really beautiful. She's one of the more underappreciated actresses that should be getting a lot more work, but she's really damn good in her. As the character of Eileen, and Hathaway was good as Rebecca. It's hard to see her in the blonde wig, but Anne Hathaway is just so damn good as an actress that she's fantastic here. Shea Whigham was very good. Marin Ireland, I thought, was good. Owen Teague was fantastic. I like Jefferson White. And you have one of the kids of Alexandra Nivola and Emily Mortimer, Sam Nivola, as lead. I thought overall the acting was really good here. And I think for that 98 minutes, the movie does get you into a good way of keeping things going. And this is also written by the author of the book, so definitely could tell that she did have some say into transferring from script to screen. The period atmosphere, the tension is also really there as well. I will say my big issue when it comes to this is I think this movie needed at least a few more minutes to wrap up. It's really great, but I think overall, some things in the story, like the abuse of father, such, and the whole tension there, doesn't come together 100% through. And I feel like that's a little bit of a screenwriting issue when you're transferring things from script to screen. And I felt that could have been a lot better in terms of what you could do. So also say there are some actors here I wish had more to do. At the end of the day, when the movie does kick in the high gear, it kicks in the high gear. Just some twists and turns. If you had extra few minutes of pacing, could have been done a lot more justice, a lot more. Overall, guys, I really did enjoy this movie for the most part. I like the atmosphere. I think cinematography was great. I think the performance was great. And this is a movie I think is a bit underrated because no one gave a damn. This movie did not get any money for an independent film. And that's kind of a shame because I really did enjoy this. If you are a fan of mystery thrillers or period pieces like this, or if you're a fan of the people involved, definitely give this a watch. I loved the performances, I love the direction, and I like the acting in this. This is one of the more underappreciated films of 2023.
Well, that's going to do it for the video that you just watched. If you want to see more, my channel icon is up here. If you want to see more content from me, all my social medias are right here in this end card. I will also leave a playlist and a video here for you to see what the channel is about. As always, acknowledge me, stay Epictastic, join the Epictasticness, and you guys keep it cool.